Pretty much. I plan to go out to Yosemite. I called up to get a wilderness permit, and he told me like 3/4 of it was snowed in. And I was like, I don't want to like travel all that way up there and then only see like 6 hours of hike. So figured I can do Yosemite another trip and just see all I can of the city and everything this one. I found out there wasn't as much to do kind of around Long Beach, and then we ended up having a really good time when we went out drinking, and I could not spend more time with you guys while I was here, especially if we were gonna go see something really cool that we all had in common. We all like being outside and seeing all that stuff, so.
Turns out there are no spots. They don't have any on Fridays. So now we're gonna do backcountry. Sucks because we can't do a fire. And he paid $30 for wood. So, I think that's about the gist of it.
Okay, it's coming up. We're really close.
There's like no campsites available in the park, whatever, and so we come here and we're like telling me, I'm like, where should we go to the backcountry campsite? And he's like, take the trail to whatever. And then he's like, you guys want a site? We're like, yeah. He's like, we can give you a site. And then they give us a site. So we have a site, Site 86.
Fire after all.
What does it mean? It means you have bliss. Just, it's amazing out here.
Nobody knew what the raven would do if he found you with rain in your hands. Like a dog set on wheels, you were low down the street from the sound of the scratch in his claw.
I think everyone gets so preoccupied in like everything that's in modern life. There's like clock time, which is like it's 4 o'clock. And there's like psychological time, which is living in the things that happened to you in the past and like where you're trying to go in the future. You know, worrying about the future, I'll be happy in the future, but the only time that there ever is like now. You don't live in the future, you live in the now. And I feel like the nature being out here is like one of the only times that people get to actually experience like living in the now. People always live like, I'll be happy then, but you don't want to be happy now, you know?
As the buildings grew high, you knew nothing about time, but an arrow just brushing your chin. You said, damn, beat this wind, it's still moving on in to the bones and the bed of my soul. You said, damn, beat this wind, it's still moving on in to the bones and the bed of my soul.
This is like end of the semester for school, so like finals are coming up, everything's really crazy. And it was so good to just escape and like not think about school or like friends or end of the year parties or anything, and just like be and exist like in the rocks.
There are very few things that require us to slow down. And so coming out, the nostalgia of climbing rocks and getting dirty and scraping arms really brings me back to when I was a kid. And so it definitely was one for the books.
It was so good just to get away from busyness of life and school and to come out here and be in the nature and climb rocks and be with family. And it was just a good pause in the midst of a crazy time.
I hadn't really known my cousins Brea or Braden that well, just because of like family history kind of thing. But now that we're at an age where we can, you know, set out at a place without our parents and, you know, go grab a beer together and actually like connect without like the setting of a family event, and we could actually like say all the things we want to say. So we're really different, but I wasn't so sure like how well we would all get along if we had common interests, but it feels like we've been friends like way longer than just this long, you know.
You said, damn, be this wind, it's still moving on in to the bones in the bed of my soul.
I don't think there's any other place you can pick out any mountain peak that looks like a cool spot. I want to sit on that rock and actually like climb your way up there. Can't do that anywhere else. You gotta enjoy the journey.